Okay, getting ready to start here, so.
Alright, so you don't want me to do it now?
Yeah, you can.
I didn't know what you were. What, your cigarette?
Okay, it's 10 o'clock. Hello, everybody. How you doing out there? And just wanted to let you know, Kathy's manning the computer out there. It's a great surprise. And we're going to have a little bit of fun. Now, my new website, which is my new teaching website, is MikeMixon.com. And my new email address is going to be easyplaytoday@hotmail.com. Now you're going to have to still receive some emails from Genos Mike, but in the future, please don't respond there. Go to Easy Play Today, respond there. Unfortunately, Outlook doesn't take um, phone calls anymore, and even though I'm approved for unlimited emails, it's on Genos Mike and not Easy Play Today. So it's going to take me a while to transition over to where I get approval for that, like probably about a month. Let me turn some volume down here because I got a little volume going in the background. And I probably need to do it here. Let's see if that did it. Yeah, that did it. All right, I don't hear an echo over there now. All right, so the new program, you can still buy book bundles. They're great value, but we're doing the new sheet music individual songs. And you can still buy your favorite bundle, and then every other song, unless you have all three bundles, and you're going to get every song unless it's not in the bundles, which is going to be rare. For overseas, which I have a lot of clients, it's going to be a lot less money to do it individually. And, because of the shipping. You get the custom music, the style to load, and the MIDI file. And all for only $2.99 unless you have that bundle, of which, when you pay the $2.99, most of that money goes to the publisher for copyright laws, for me changing the chords and making sure you're playing the right inversions. Now, also, please request a redo from the Tyros videos. Very important. First, it will now have my custom chords on there with the fingering and the notes. And on the red note, you hold them down to get to the next chord, and you're going to be playing the right chord inversion, which is important. That's really big. Second, I'm now doing the MIDI file. and I'm going to get into this a little bit later, but the MIDI file does a lot for you. First, it puts all the extra grace notes that I play, my improvisation, right on your screen. Those notes are right there. You can also turn off the right hand on a MIDI file and just practice the right hand while I'm playing the chords for you. So that's really cool too. And in the MIDI files, I've only done the last 25 songs. Okay, so you can imagine how many songs are out there that I didn't do that on. I also didn't have the camera angles or the camera equipment there. And of course I didn't do the chords the way I'm doing them now either. Now that started before the MIDI files, but not that long before. So I'll show you later how to turn off the right hand and just play the right hand for practice. Now, with this new system, you're going to want to make new banks. Now, even if you have like one bundle, you're going to want your own custom banks here. So, you know, we've got to think of names for your own banks. Now, one of the banks I would put on there is number 1 big banks, big band banks. Number 1 big bank swing, number 1 big back ballads. It's just going to be great creating these new banks, and I'm going to show you how to take one of my registrations out of one of my banks and put them into your new custom bank, which is going to be cool. And when you put number 1 big band swing, for instance, they're going to come up at the top of the list, just as if, you know, you put number 1 big band ballads. They're going to come up at the top of the list when you go to your registration banks. Now, I'm also going to teach you a little trick on how not to have to do the playlist. I've got a great thing for that. And, you know, we're going to give you some tips on that. And we want you to use the same category names as well to help in this. So you might have, you know, number 1 big band swing, number 1 big band ballads, but you also might want to put number 1 big band oldies. So you use the categories that are already in your Genos to help you out. So like movies and show, you put number 1 movies and show. Those are all going to come up at the top, so all your best songs are there. It's going to be really great to do. And it's easy that way. And the easy way to, instead of use playlist, is really cool. First of all, whatever you name the bank, or you have a bank right now, okay? At the top of the screen, and I'm going to show you this live, so I'm just talking about it now. When you touch the bank, you can then go up and touch the button that says menu, not the button, but the touch screen that says menu icon. Then you select registration bank info. Then you select style select. All your songs in that bank are right there without having to create a playlist. And I started doing this a while ago, but I'm going to teach you how to do this. I'm going to teach you also how to take some of my styles from my banks and put them in your new custom banks, because a lot of you have your own songs that you play already and you want to do these custom banks. So I'm going to teach you how to create a new bank. And what we're going to do is we're going to trick the Genos or the Tyros into thinking you made a change. Now this is a really big shortcut, and it's in some of my videos out there. We're going to trick the Genos or Tyros, or your PSR, into thinking you made a change so that you can put the new song in a fresh bank. It's going to be really, really awesome. So let's go real quick and take a look at what we're talking about here. All right, I hope you can all see that real good. But we're going to create a new bank. And this is going to be one of your custom banks. So if you go into My Banks and you choose one of my styles, Escape Pina Colada Song, If, whatever it will be. And keep in mind, we want to really be creative in what we're naming these banks, okay? Now you're going to not mess up your old bank. Don't worry about that. That's just fine. Okay, so we're going to go in, we're going to start at bank 1, and there's the Wanderer there, right? So that could be in your oldies, but let's think about it. We want to do oldies swing and oldies ballad. Or you can name the list 50s, 60s, but I would still name them 50s pop rock or swing and 50s ballads. So it's unlimited how many different registration banks you can put in here. So don't worry about filling it up at all, okay? And I'm just going to bring this over a little bit more so you can see it. So I'm going to take the Wanderer and I'm going to say, you know what? That's oldies and probably 60s there. So 60s rock, okay? So I'm going to take the Wanderer, I'm going to trick it and hit memory 1, okay? Now I didn't change anything, it's right there. I'm going to go to registration bank and push next bank. It's going to say the current registration bank has been changed. You want to save it? Yes. Now keep in mind you're not messing up this bank. And it says save here, okay? You hit that, bank 1 comes up, which is mine, and we're going to call this 60s rock. And keep in mind, you can call this thing 60 swing or whatever. Now what I didn't do, and I did this on purpose, hit your back button here, take it all the way back, and go into icon, or not into icon, sorry about that. Let's go into symbol, hit number, back into ABC, 1, space, 60s rock. Okay, there is your new bank right there. So when I go into my registration banks, you're going to see 60s rock come up right there. So I saved that song right into here very easily, okay? So when I hit number 1, the Wanderer comes up. All we have to do is store the next 10, which is the best songs you're going to learn how to play. And that's going to be awesome. So we go up here and hit 60s rock, hit menu, registration bank info, go on style, and you can see the first one's The Wanderer. And the second one's I Left My Heart in San Francisco, Birth of the Blues. We're going to replace all of those with my 60s rock. But that's my shortcut, by the way. If I go back to Bank 13, hit song number 1, it's Downtown. I hit Bank 13, menu, registration back info. Make sure you're on style, not voice. Look at that. All my songs are titled right there without going into my playlist. It just makes it easier for me. But what it makes it easier doing is it makes it easier for me because when I put number 1 in front of the name, number 1 60s rock, that's going to come up. See, this says Bank 1. Now it's at the top of the list. So when I go into number 1 60s ballads or number 1 big band swing, number 1 big band ballads, any of that, they're going to be the first ones that come up, and they're all the songs you know the best. Now, over Christmas here, I had to play a little gig on the radio. It was a live radio show that I did from 5:30 in the morning until 9 o'clock in the morning, and I created all new Christmas banks. So instead of just one bank coming out, I'm going to be emailing you these new banks. So Bank 2 in Christmas is now going to be the Christmas song, Deck the Hall. Do you hear? These are all new songs, Christmas songs, and I have 3 banks of them so far. And everything's programmed in multi-pad, one-touch setting, the whole 9 yards. So we're just tricking it now, okay? Now, another way to trick it, and this is in one of my videos, okay? You can just do it the way I showed you to do it. But if you go into a particular song, let's just go to Bank 11 there and hit number 1. Here's a little Karen Carpenter. Now, where would you store that? Well, I'd store it in 70s ballads, or come up with a different name, 70s female ballads. So you could have Bette Midler in there. You could have all kinds. What you want to do is really think of what you want to title these, so your memory isn't a big deal, okay? Because that's the problem with one of these keyboards. There's so many styles and banks in there that you get lost in the thing. So it's going to be very, very important on what to name these banks. Now, as we go out and we push style, we go into preset. Like I said earlier, you can put number 1 oldies, and you can steal any of these and fix the OTS. But I've got most of the songs in my previous banks that are great. So you just want to go to my Bank 1, Bank 2, Bank 3, Bank 4, and so on, to go ahead and steal the song setups and the titles. It's a lot less work, and start to store them in your own banks. Here's Rhythm and Blues here, for instance. Mr. Soul. Well, if we listen to Mr. Soul,
put your hands together. All right. Everybody now.
when you're listening to these styles, and this is in another video, I mean, here's like a lovely shuffle, right? I already have that in one of my banks, but as you're going through here, 6/8 soul ballad, hitting your sync start and your intro. So, you know, you can trick it without making any OTS changes by just hitting memory and 1, just the way we tricked it over here to actually, when you find a style for a song, go ahead in there and trick it and name it the title of the song, so that you can get back to that later and learn that particular piece. So let's answer some questions now. Kathy, we have any good questions there besides Happy New Year?
No, except, you did get a comment that you look 10 years younger.
I look 10 years younger. God bless you. Well, you know, I'm not, but I did go to the dentist and get all new teeth, so that's a good thing.
That was Joe King.
Joe King, oh yeah. So how about sending me some questions right now so that we can make this a teaching moment?
Well, Julie says you look great.
Thank you, Julie. You look great too. Yeah, I'll have to tell you that story about those TV commercials for Clear Choice where you get full teeth in a day. Trust me, it's not a day. It's a year and a half, and it's almost $60,000. So we can get to that one. So anybody have any questions so far or suggestions?
You're silent. Maybe they're typing.
All right, so while you're typing in there, we'll say a fond farewell to Betty White, who was a great person. Go ahead. I see Joe King has a question there.
Yeah. Can you make a series of multi-pads? I've seen the video.
Yes, you can. You know, the cool thing about this keyboard is some things store in registration and some things store in one-touch setting. Weird, but how would you know that? So whenever you go to a one-touch setting here, okay, so I hit number 1. Let's see what's in multi-pads. Alright, nothing I really need, so let's go to select, and we can put in anything here we want. Let's go to Arranger 2, Arpeggiator. Now, once you've chosen one of these multi-pad controllers, and it can be anything, man. There's so much stuff in here, it's crazy. All you do is go memory 1 into one-touch setting. Now, if you already have this one-touch setting in a previous style, don't worry about it. You don't have to resave it into registration memory. It'll save automatically. So you could literally set up 1, 2, 3, 4 different multi-pads plus the 4 you have here just by changing it here in OTS. And that's, Joe, that's a very good question, because I bet a lot of people Like here's Christmas loops, right? So there's some sleigh bells that you could put behind any style, which is cool. So these multipads store in one-touch settings and automatically store in the registration memories. So if you go back to the Christmas bank here, all you have to do is go to each individual style. And let's go to Christmas 1, okay? First song is White Christmas, right? Now that's what I stored in the multipads, but I could change these multipads and hit memory and one of the one-touch settings. Guess what? They're going to store in that one-touch setting, and you don't have to restore it in the registration memory. Next question.
All right, we've got questions from Maria, but Chris also has a question to do with multipads, so do you want to take that one?
Yeah, Chris. Hey, CD, baby. Chris Collins, how are you, bud? Now, Chris comes to my in-store class when I have him, so he's a local. Go ahead, Chris.
How can you create your own multipad bank taking from different other multipad banks?
All right, run that by me again.
How can you create your own multipad bank taking from different other multipad banks?
Oh, well, that's easy. When you hit select up here, then you can go into each category and pick different things. Like here's power toms. And you're just going to store them into OTS. So when I'm on R1, I hit memory 1, and those power toms are going to be there. So you can do that. Now, another thing you can do, Chris, and this is a project for you and I, you're going to get over here one day to my house, to my Genos Tyros man cave. We can actually download sound effects from the internet and store them as an audio file. So for instance, when I play God Bless America, I can have sound effects of fireworks going off. So you can also do that as well. Next question.
Okay, now, I don't know if they can hear me.
No.
Maria, what do you like best? 1 song per bank or 10 songs per bank? What are the pros and cons?
Oh, Maria, that's an easy one, babe.
You may want to repeat it so everybody
10 songs per bank. Remember, when you store a song in the registration 1, you're storing all the one-touch settings, you're storing the intros and endings, all the multipads, your mic settings, I mean, everything is in there. So when you go to a particular song, let's just get out of here, Marie, and see what I have here. Lush ballad, dreamy ballad. Let's try this dreamy ballad. Let's go to variation B. So you can change the sounds to anything you want especially if you're in my registration banks. You know, I'm going to go to bank one here. Let's see what I got. Laura, cheek to cheek, easy, memory. Okay, here's memory, and I stored my own sounds in here. And you can't see it, but I've got intro 2, variation B. Anyway, you get the idea. You got so much to choose from. You just want one song in each one. Then you go up when you hit your bank, hit your menu, and there's the titles for all the songs in that bank. And that's why you want to put number one in front of your new banks, like number one oldies, number one big band swing, because they're going to come up at the top of the list. So just as you can see, number one 60s rock went above my other banks that I put in there before. So all your top 10 songs in 60s rock is going to be right here. All your top songs in 60s ballads going to be right here, and so on and so forth, all the way down.
More questions?
More questions.
Maria again. How do you deal with the problem of piano voices being so low in volume compared to the pan volume?
Oh, okay. So Marie, good question. If you have my memory stick, which she does, doesn't she, Kath?
I don't hand that over.
Okay. So when you're in the style up here in this bank, then all of your volume should be at 100 from right one all the way to mic. I always raise my lead voice to 127 when I'm playing a single voice here. And that's the problem. If you're not using one of my banks, then, and I'm not sure, Marie, answer me the question, do you have my Styles and Banks USB?
Great answer on 10 songs for Bang, but waiting for the second answer.
Well, does she have my...
I didn't get the answer yet.
All right, waiting for Marie's answer there. Do you have another question while we're waiting?
I do, Mike. This is from Robert Chavez.
Uh-huh.
Mike, on the Tyros 5, when you play a few keys, you can get a suggested beat pattern to select. Does Genos have that? I can't find it.
Yes, it does. Mike, I don't
No,
like...
Robert.
Robert, sorry, Robert. I don't like using that. When you're using that feature, you're not really learning your keyboard. Much better way to do it than how you're doing it, okay? Now, I would watch my Choosing Styles video on my new website, Mixon.com, And by the way, I changed around all the videos so you can watch from top to bottom. I did a really nice job on the new website. Watch that choosing styles video and do that instead of trying to let the Genos pick the style for you.
Back to Maria, no.
Okay, so Maria, you don't have my USB?
No.
All right, so Maria, what I would suggest is purchase my USB. Does she have a Genos or a Tyros?
Maria,
Go on to the next question while we're waiting.
okay, Joe King, Mike, in the mixer, if I increase or decrease the volume, do I save to style, but I save to style, but it never saves. Must I always save it as a registration?
Yes,
In the mixer.
yes. Now,
Oh, she doesn't have a Genos or Tyros.
okay.
She said no.
What does she have? Does she have
Genos.
Genos?
Genos.
Okay. So Marie, if you purchase my USB, I'll tell you, it's going to set up your entire Genos, and you're going to get the styles for every song I've ever done. You're also going to get all the Tyros 3, 4, and 5 styles, giving you 4 keyboards in one. It's a great value.
She said yes.
And yes to what?
She wants to buy the USB.
Yes. So
she can get it on the website.
yeah, you can get it on the website at Mixon.com. And if you need help loading it, you can text me and I'll give you a call back, but there is a video. If you have that, let me just explain something to you on this USB, okay? I set up all, and I'm just going to show you this. Every button is set up. Your assignable buttons, your microphone, everything is completely set up so that if you go from one of my banks to your banks, all those settings are going to remain in there so that you don't have to touch a darn thing to create a new bank. All my OTSs are in there, all my multi-pads, you know, all of my layered sounds, my assignables, my transpose. You know, if I go to the other side of the keyboard and, you know, my accompaniment, OTS link, tempo, transpose, everything is stored. So when you go to make a new bank, all those settings are right there as long as you go from my bank to your new bank. It's a great value. And keep in mind, you're getting every previous song from day one, the style and the bank and the settings. The only thing you have to purchase is the sheet music if you want to learn that song. So it's a hell of a value. And especially getting the Tyros 3, 4, and 5 styles. So,
MikeMixon.com.
Yeah, MikeMixon.com. And my new email is easyplaytoday@hotmail.com. Next question.
I'm waiting.
Are we good?
We're good.
All right. So let's move on to the next topic here, okay? So as you do these new banks, whatever song you want to steal from my bank, you can put it in your bank. That's really important, okay? And this is easy peasy stuff. You don't want to overthink it. Now, let's just say, let's go to the Wanderer again, okay? Let's listen to Multipads. All right, let's give it a shot. Now let's just say you want to change these multi-pads, okay? We're going to go to select, get off of piano glissamol there, and we're going to go into Ranger 1, or let's go into steel guitar, 8-beat strum. No, that's a swing, so we don't want to do that. Let's try this steel guitar. All right. So if we try this one, gives you a little more drum in there. Let's try this. Alright, so let's stop it. Let's go again. So you hear those horns coming in right there? Now, if I just go to memory and 3, right here, save, yes. Whenever I go back to the Wanderer, that multipad is now changed to those horns. It's that simple. So I don't need to change my registration memory, nothing. I go into number 1, the Wanderer, and we're all set. So it is that easy there, okay? So you can go back and edit, is what I'm telling you. Just edit in your one-touch setting, all right? And by the way, your vocal harmony stores in your one-touch setting too. All these little tricks and tips that I've learned throughout the years.
There's a question about vocal harmony
Yeah,
from Joe King.
yeah.
Mike, in the future, could you spend more time on vocal Genos harmony effects?
Yeah.
The harmony voices never sound as good as my previous chord.
Right. Well, yeah, Joe. I have a couple songs that I did where I sang, but, you know, it tilted YouTube. So, but yeah, you can do that. And this is my MIDI file stick up here that I have in. So, you know, I can go to song, and I'm going to go to USB, MIDI files, and what I'm going to do here is drive you crazy, okay? And let's see here. Reach Out. These are all #1 hits from the big band era all the way up. Here's Shadow Your Smile, which it says -3 on there. I don't know whether you can see it or not, but I edited it, okay? I'll pull my mic out and scare the hell out of all of you, okay? I'll turn my mic on. You hear I have a little bit of reverb there, okay? I'm going to transpose down -3 like it tells me to do on the style. I'm going to hit assignable B. Now I have the notes here and the words, or I can go to assignable C, which will have the words of the song up there. Now, with this, that's why you get my USB. All this stuff is already set up. If I go to A, track 4 is usually the lead note in these songs. In other words, the right-hand note. So we'll just hit play now. This is a long intro here. Now I could have left that lead note on while I was doing it. The shadow of your smile, the shadow of your smile, when you are gone, will color all my dreams and light and dawn. Look into my eyes. Now I'm going to turn this off for a second just so you can see what you can do here. Hit your direct access button, which let me find this on the screen here. Direct access, right here, and your vocal harmony, and here's your harmony up here. But what you want to do is hit direct access and your small pedal, vocal harmony off and on, okay? So now when you hit that pedal, your vocal harmony goes off and on. And see all the lovely things you are to me. There's your vocal harmony. So you just have to get that right and go in and edit it. So when you go into direct access and vocal harmony, down here at the bottom is where you can adjust the lead, harmony, reverb, chorus, everything you want to do to make that sound better.
Will this be recorded to view on your website later?
Yes.
Okay, and that's for Jeff and Gary. Let them know, yes, it will be recorded on the website.
Yes, it'll be recorded for you to go see. No problem, in case you have to go to church. But wanted to do this on Sunday morning because New Year's at 7, all my friends in the UK and Australia couldn't watch it. Any other questions there, Miss Kathy?
No, but Maria loves it when you sing.
Well, Maria, you'd be the only one.
It's
So,
kind of a delay in the questions and the answers.
shadow your smile. I have so many great hits on this USB. It's crazy. I enjoy singing just for fun, and everything else. You should try singing too. Now, what I did for love, -5. So I'm going to take my transpose down to -5 and going to do this version. Now I'm going to go to A, turn off track 4 because that's probably the lead note. Go to my assignable C. Let's see what happens here. Kiss your ass goodbye. The sweetness and the sorrow. Wish me luck the same to you. Anyway, I hope you caught that. Kiss your ass goodbye. That's the dirty version after midnight. But you can have a lot of fun singing, and you can see track 4 is usually the lead note on that. Now, when I make a recording, track 1 is the right hand. Now, let's go over that a little bit.
We have another question too.
All right, right before the question comes in, let's go to one of my MIDI files, okay? So here's Smile. This is a MIDI file. Now, if you have and this is important for me redoing these Tyros and some of the Genos ones, because you get the MIDI file. You actually get all the grace notes that I do on the screen, okay? Now, if I go into assignable A, because I recorded it, track 1 is going to be the lead note. There we go. So you can turn off everything in the right hand and just let me do the chord changes for you there. Go ahead with your next question, Cass.
It's Bob Chavez.
Bob Chavez.
I've seen that you can split key sound on the right hand for another instrument. How can you set or change to that and save it?
You mean splitting the upper?
Yeah, you said right hand.
Okay. All right. So let's get into this a little bit, Bob. All right. So accompaniment here. When I hit direct access and accompaniment, let me get over here. Let's see where I'm at. There we go. When I get over here in direct access, and let me get to the other side, that's where I need to be, sorry about that. So hit direct access and accompaniment, And then on the screen is going to come the split point, okay? Right there. Hope you can see that pretty good. Let me turn down my lights a little bit. That's a little bit. Yeah, well, we'll do that. But you can see the split point. I can now use the dial to change my split point, okay? Now here, you see right 3. So you can actually put a different sound in the upper part of your keyboard. Let me back this off a little bit. Yeah. So up here, you could put one sound in a right 3, and from here to here, you could put another sound in a right 2. But easier than that, Bob, okay? Because you're kind of overcomplicating a little bit. All you'd have to do, okay, is go up here and turn off and on the right 1, right 2, and right 3. That'd be so much easier than trying to save it in there to do what you want to do. Hey, Tom Woods is here from Ireland. Hey, we're coming up on March there, Tom, so we're going to have some Irish tunes coming up. I'm not sure whether I did my custom music for that or not, but if I didn't, I will again.
Joe just said, great session, but it's hard to hear the questions, like the ones I'm asking.
Oh, the questions is hard to hear. Okay, I'll repeat the questions from Kathy, okay?
Great.
Do you have
Send
enough?
some more questions.
Yeah, so Kathy says send some more questions.
Bob says thanks.
You're welcome, Bob. Some great tunes here, man. Here's a little A Train. You remember this from an old video, right? Use my little pitch bend. If you start out on variation B, OTS2 is going to be there. Train whistle besides here is here. Makes me want to break into a little Petticoat Junction from the old days. There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the Junction.
We have 3 chickens named after the girls.
Oh yeah. By the way, guys, we now have chickens here at the Mixon household. We have a backyard chicken coop, which is a lot of fun. I'll have to send you some videos out. Any questions, Kathy?
Sing another song from Maria.
Sing another
And
song.
Say goodbye to Joe. He has to go.
Joe, have a good one. In fact, let me see if I have a song for Joe.
Joe might already be gone.
If Joe's gone, I was going to sing the Sinatra tune.
Well, Maria's asking you to sing.
All right, Maria, if you want me to sing again, I'm in, babe. So don't ask me why. I'm going into song, smile, and let's see what I have here. Let's go to USB, okay? MIDI file. Now this is my own personal stash here, all right? So I can scroll. These are all #1 hits from the big band era all the way up, okay? Let's see what we can get to here. Since Joe has to go, Kathy, what's the name of that song by Sinatra? It's 2:45. It's 2:45. There's no one in the place, just you and me. So set 'em up, Joe. Right? Remember that one?
Yeah. I can't.
Let's see if I can.
Joe is still here.
Oh, Joe, you're still there?
Bob wants some eggs.
Bob, trust me, I got eggs, brother.
Dan Hopty is asking for Stardust.
Stardust. All right. Let me see if I can find Joe's song here. If
And
I could just
Joey
think.
says, lucky chickens.
Yeah, the chickens are lucky. Trust me
They
when
got
I
quite
tell
a
you.
lot.
Those eggs are probably costing us about $100 a dozen. What's the name of that song, Kath?
I'm trying to.
One for my baby.
Oh yeah.
One for my baby, right?
One.
Let's see if I have that. There it is. One for my baby. So, Joe, I'm transposing down 2 steps, putting on my lyrics here, turning on my microphone, and let's see what we got here. It's 2:45. No one in the place except you and me. Set 'em up, Joe. I got a little story you ought to know. We're drinking, my friend, to the end of a brief episode. Make it one for my baby and one more for the road. I got a routine. Put another nickel in the machine. I'm feeling so bad. Can't you make the music easy and sad? I could tell you a lie, but you gotta be true to your core. Make it one for my baby and one more for the road. lot of things I'd like to say. And when I'm gloomy, won't you listen to me till it's all taken away? Well, that's how it goes. And Joe, I know you're getting anxious to close. And thanks for the cheer. I hope you didn't mind my bending your ear. But this torch that I've found gotta be drowned or it soon may explode. Make it one for my baby, one more for the road. That long, that crazy long, it's too long road. I'll tell you what, I love when Sinatra changes the words, right?
Wait, Joe says, suck eggs, Sinatra, we got big money. Now, they can't hear you, gotta say that to them.
Joe, you're too funny, man. But one of my favorite Sinatra songs there.
We have a question.
Yeah, question, go ahead.
It's from Tom.
Tom?
Mike, I have preset 8 songs in registration, but when I put in a memory stick I received from you, I lose the presets. Do you have a video on this?
Ah, yeah. Actually, does he have a Genos or a Tyros?
Tom has a Genos. I'm pretty sure. Ask him.
Do you have a Genos or a Tyros, Tom?
Are those chickens Genos certified? Yes, they are. Genos.
Genos, yeah. You know what? Call me on my cell or text me, and I'll tell you what the problem is there, okay? Be much easier. Any other questions out there?
Oh, they want to know if one for my baby's on your stick.
No, that's on my personal MIDI file stick that I can only give away with a big donation because that's all copyright stuff.
And tell them what you're talking about.
And
That was for Joe.
these are all MIDI files. So, yeah, this is kind of a personal donation thing because I'll use the money for my blind fund, people that can't see, where I can buy supplies for my braille label maker and things, because I have to pay all the copyright for those songs. So if you ever want to make a donation to my blind fund, you can get my MIDI stick. Now I'm going to sing one more song before I end, upbeat, but
Requested Stardust.
Stardust I can only play. I don't have that in my, I haven't figured out my transpose. So I can probably find Stardust in my tunes here. Let's go there, okay? And let's go to a style. I don't know which bank it's in, but I'll go to preset. I'll go to easy listening, and let's try Lust Ballad here to see what happens. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, sorry, that was at last minute. I would have used a grand piano there, but just went for it.
We got people signing off.
All right.
And Tom wants to come visit us later in the year.
Tom, you can always come visit us, buddy. No problem. We'll love you here. We'll sign off the air tonight, and we'll do a little September from Earth, Wind, and Fire. Okay, guys, have a great night. If you have any questions, email me at Genos Mike, or no, I'm sorry. I'm so used to saying that. Email me at easyplaytoday@hotmail.com.
Tom wants you to sing What a Fool Believes.
Don't know that one, Tom.
Everybody's saying goodbye, but Danny Kilgore joined us, so say hi, Danny, and bye.
Hi, Danny. Nice to see you tonight. And you can watch the video. Don't worry, I'll leave it up, okay?